T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers. Thug life. And here we go.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart.
This is as far as you go. No more.
Hello, Sydney. Are you God damn me.
Wish I had you all alone, just the two of us.
Ooh, baby, 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 ooh, baby.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael, and today is Sunday. It's the Sunday Horror Hangout, and with me, as always, on Sundays. Well, not for the last two, but usually. And with me tonight is Mad Matt from Mad Matt's Mask. What is up, my man? How you doing, brother?
Ah, man, what's up, buddy? I couldn't. Dude, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this, man. I've talked a lot. If I miss 1 week, the very next week, I'm super stoked to get back. Two is pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I missed you guys very much, very much. I want to say I did absolutely have a wonderful holiday. A beautiful Christmas, a wonderful New Year with the little time I had with work in between. I also hope that you all had a wonderful holiday as well. But really, from the bottom of my heart, I missed you guys. Michael, it's good to hear your voice and see your face, man. I'm stoked to get back here and talk some creepy ass horror shit with you guys. So what's going on?
Hell yeah, man. It's good to see you too, brother. I hope that you had a great New Year's, man. I hope everybody did. This is our first show back since New Year's. And I am feeling, just to let everybody know, I am sick. Okay, like I'm here. I promise you guys. Like I'm just not. I'm pretty sure I had the flu. That's what I'm dealing with here. But it's fine. I'm still gonna make the show. We're still gonna do this tonight. We're gonna have a good time doing it, man. Dude, let's see who we have in the chat, man. Let's see who's all here to hang out with us tonight on this fantastic Sunday. And this snowed in Sunday, bro. Like I'm getting killed over here. Like seriously, with the snow. How are you guys doing up there? Like you guys, before I jump into the chat, how are you guys doing with the freaking snow, man? Like I'm getting snowed in over here. It's raining ice right now here on top of the 6 or 7 inches of snow I've got already.
Yeah, as far as it goes over here, man, here's the thing. You know, God, man, when you don't have anywhere to go, which is very rare,
Yeah.
you know, for both of us, I'm sure for all of you. But man, when you don't have anywhere to go and the snow comes down, it's glorious, right?
Yeah.
But when you have to work in it and you got to go and run and do this and that, it absolutely sucks. You know, I was lucky enough, like yourself, I was a little under the weather Saturday, you know, Friday into Saturday. So, you know, I had my folks, they were amazing. They took over the booth for me. The snow started coming down, man. And for 2 days now, I've done nothing but binge watch Game of Thrones, Bates Motel, ordering Chinese, getting fat. It's been phenomenal, man. It's been phenomenal. But yeah, it'll be back to reality come Tuesday. And I'm sure a lot of you for, you know, Monday, I don't see people going to work on Monday, man. I just don't, you know, I might be wrong, but dude, it looks nasty. It looks nasty out there right now.
Dude, and the funny thing about it is I usually never get the flu in the wintertime. Like for me, I'm the asshole that gets the flu in like July. You know what I mean? Where it makes no sense. So I think that I'm gonna blame work on this one. Because there were people that were sick at work, you know, and I definitely washed my hands extra times because I didn't want to, you know, get sick. But I feel like it was somebody's fault there that I'm not feeling well. But let's go ahead and jump into the chat real quick. Before I do have one starred message that says Mr. Rick has gifted 1 Movies and Beyond membership. Mr. Rick, you are the man, dude. Thank you so much for that, my friend. You have no idea what that means to me. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Mr. Rick. Thank you 100 times. Let's see. We've got Jerry Wilson is in the chat saying hello, Michael and Matt. Let's get it. Hell yeah, Jerry. What's up, dude? I hope you're doing well, my friend. He's also saying please smash that like button. It helps promote the channel. And he's saying consider joining Movies and Beyond on Patreon, where he provides the link below. If you would like to support Movies and Beyond outside of YouTube, you can do so over on Patreon at the link that Jerry has provided. And Jerry has also said if you're looking for anything horror, then look no further. Check out Mad Matt's Mask, and he leaves your Facebook link below. Jerry, you are working extra today. You are working extra, my friend.
Yeah. What's up, Jerry? I got to speak with Jerry a little bit, and I hope Jerry had a wonderful holiday, and I hope 2025 is everything that you hope it's going to be, man. And hell yeah, good to see you, Jerry. Always.
Yeah, I see that James has entered the chat. And he just jumped in and said, I don't know if Matt will be on tonight. I talked to his dad and he said he was sick. I hope he can be on tonight's show. Just wanted to let you folks know. Well, thank you, James. Thank you for that, buddy. I hope you're doing well, James.
Yeah, James, I absolutely missed you, man, at the booth. I missed you, man. I am, dude. I'm feeling much better, and now Michael's got it. You know, what do we do, man? I am kind of past that point. But I heard you were asking about me. I much appreciate that, man. And it's always good to see you on here, James.
Oh, yeah. I see Russell Dorsey is in the chat saying, what's up, everyone? I smashed that like button. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Let's smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's get this party started. Thug Life. What's up, Russell? I hope you're doing well, my man. Good to see you here, brother. Always good to see you here.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
I see that Val from Val's Views is in the chat. The General is in the chat. The General always gets a salute from Movies and Beyond. And she's saying, Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday, Val. Always good to see you here, my friend. I hope that you are doing well. Paula is in the chat as well, saying hi to everyone. What's up, Paula? I hope you're doing well on this. I almost said fine Sunday, but it's a cold ass Sunday. It is. But I hope you're doing well, Paula. Always good to see you here. Lydia's in the chat as well, saying Heidi ho, officers. Heidi ho, Lydia. What's going on? I hope you're doing well. I think that's the first time I've ever matched her Heidi ho with a Heidi ho of my own. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's up, Lydia?
If she's not doing well, then I'm not Leatherface, man, dude. We've had it made, man. I'm telling you, we're eating good. I don't know if either of us has gotten out of our pajamas, man. It's a hard life.
It's a hard life, man. That's freaking awesome. I see that Gina is in the chat saying hi, everyone. Happy snowy Sunday. What's up, Gina? I hope you're doing well.
Hello, Gina.
Who else do we have in the chat? I want to make sure that I get everybody chatting. Let's see. I see Sarah Campbell is in the chat saying, hey, friends. What's up, Sarah? I hope you're doing well on this fine Sunday.
Hello, Sarah.
Always good to see you here, my friend. Let's see that Michael is in the chat as well, saying, hello, everyone. Matt, Michael, exciting year with 28 years later. Welcome to Dairy and Thanksgiving, too. I got you, man. Probably hit all three of those tonight. Definitely be talking about them.
Dude, I got to say one thing, too. Michael was shared with me a gift he got for himself this holiday season, and it is, I wish we could show pictures. It is freaking beautiful. Something that you would love also, Michael. He bought himself this diorama of the Bates house and then the whole Bates motel. It's freaking gorgeous, man. But
that's sweet.
If you can, let us know who made that, Michael. I absolutely love that, and thank you for sharing that gift with me, man.
That's a freaking classic right there, man.
Yeah, and I'm in the middle of watching Bates Motel, and I'm like, when he showed that to me, I'm like, God, it's like I got to get me one of those for sure.
That's a classic.
I said, who got it for you? He's like, he kind of paused for a while. I bought that for myself.
It's like sometimes you just got to buy a gift for yourself. I get it, man. I get it. Mr. Rick, who gave us the channel member, who donated a channel membership, who's in the chat, definitely saying this should be fun. I can't wait for this year in horror. What's up, Mr. Rick? Hope you're doing well, man. Let's see here. I see that Melissa the Wild Card is in the chat. What's up, Melissa? I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Good to see you, Melissa.
Melissa said not feeling good at all, but here we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, Melissa. I hope you feel better.
For sure.
I see Jeff D'Angelo is in the chat saying, hey, everybody, happy Horror Sunday. What's up, Jeff? Happy Horror Sunday, my friend. Always good to see you here, brother.
Yeah, and Jeff, if you didn't get my text, I just wanted to let you know there's a shredder, 18-inch shredder I've been looking for to give to his daughter for like a year now, and I finally came across it, and I was so excited. But I'll be bringing that to the booth for you to get to her as soon as possible, man. And I'm just so glad I was able to find that. But what's up, Jeff?
Gotcha, man. I see Tim Pumpkins in the chat as well saying, hey, everyone, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well, buddy.
Timmy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you always, man. Love that dude.
Yeah, I like Tim. He's cool. Oh, I think I might have got everybody. We
got Kaylee in the building now. We got Kaylee.
I see Talk to the Mic is in the chat as well saying, how's everyone doing? What's up, Mike? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Always good to see you here, brother. Always good to see you here, my man. You said Kaylee's here too. What's up, Kaylee?
Yes. Hello, Kaylee.
What is going on?
I think she's a horror fan that just doesn't really know it yet. Yeah.
It just doesn't.
You know what
really
I'm saying? It's gonna come. She's gonna come around.
Oh yeah. That's cool, man. Well, I'm all caught up on the chat, or at least the people talking anyway. So we are caught up there. One thing I wanted to talk about, and it goes hand in hand with what we're getting into tonight, Matt, is I saw an article from it's on Fangoria, to where they were talking to Bill Skarsgård, and the intent of the interview was to talk about Nosferatu and to talk about his role in that, but he did talk a little bit about Welcome to Derry. And I just want to quote something that he said. The way that the conversation went, it makes me okay, so I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but both of my monitors just shut down. So I'm gonna have to restart my computer. Matt.
Okay, what's up, everybody? It looks like Michael is having some technical difficulties, and it sounds to me like what he was talking about is an interview with Bill Skarsgård that I did not happen to see. Also, I want to know what you guys thought about. He brought up Nosferatu. Nosferatu is something that does intrigue me, but I've not gotten the chance to see yet. Now, as far as Skarsgård goes, man, especially when it comes to horror, he can bring anything. He can bring anything to the table, and I'm going to check it out. And I think that goes back for me what he did with Pennywise. When Pennywise came out, what was it, 2017, I believe, being a fan of his, being a fan of actual, Stephen King and It for so long, the 1990s film, I was very skeptical and had actually no clue who Bill Skarsgård was. He comes out, and as far as I'm concerned, nails this role, right? In my opinion, I love them both. Tim Curry nailed it. As far as I'm concerned, Skarsgård did the same thing, put his own little twist on it. So that's actually one thing I want to talk about as far as 2025 goes. Welcome to Derry is at the top of as far as, what I'm excited about for 2025. Before the show started, I actually, Lydia and I sat down and kind of looked up some of the, different films that are coming out and whatnot. And, there's some good ones. But not a lot. If you ask me, I'm stoked about Welcome to Derry. I'm stoked about The Conjuring bringing their fourth installment out. Very stoked about that. And in my opinion, don't get me wrong, I'm a Conjuring fanatic. But the third one, I think, was easily their weakest link. And not even a terrible film, but I just put the Conjuring up here, guys. I really do. And the third one was just kind of okay. It was watchable. But I'd love to see that fourth installment, really, really be a banger and let us feel like we're back to the real Conjuring shit, I can see your guys' comments. I don't know how to do the whole bring them up one at a time thing. But give me a second. Let me see here. We got Val saying new Conjuring. Can't wait for that. Val, I'm right there with you. James is saying, Matt, awesome mask along with the shirt. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much. I actually have a little bit of history to this mask. This was a mask I had in my collection. I sent it out to be rehauled by horror show artist who is pretty known now in making masks. He's a beast. But I was so desperate at one point to kind of get, the shop going and thriving. I was willing to sell some of my nicer things, and I sold this mask. And out of the blue, I'd say about a year ago now, the same gentleman who I bought it to kind of, found himself on hard times and sold it back to me. So it's back in my collection. I'm super stoked to have it. It's not going anywhere the second time around. So yeah, there's a little history to this mask. But thank you for saying that, James. I love it. and I always try to, bring some cool mask on here for you guys to check out. I'm just a mask fan through and through. Russell says, I'm looking forward to Wolfman. Melissa don't like the way the Wolfman looks, and I know it's Blumhouse. So as far, man, I want to be excited about Wolfman. I just know that as far as it goes, for me, whether it's a Wolfman, a werewolf Twilight thing, werewolf movies for me have always been very, very 50-50, hit or miss. There's a few gems out there, and there's a lot of bad werewolf movies. So I'd say I'm excited for it, but nervous. I'm excited but nervous. I feel like we need a good werewolf movie. I hope this one is it, but it's something I'm never going to hold my breath on. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm excited too, man. Let's see here. Lydia says, didn't know Leatherface was this articulate. Oh man. This is the upgraded Sawyer, man. It's 2025. We figured, it's time to, you either got to evolve or die out, so, whatever. But that's probably the first and last time I'll ever be known as being articulated, so I'll take it. Is it wrong turn? Okay, this is from Russell. Is it wrong turn, last or right? Now, I don't know exactly what we're talking about there. Is there a wrong turn coming out? And if so, what installment would that be? Like, yeah. Clear that up if anyone knows. Melissa says, my favorite Wolfman, Silver Bullet. I am right there with you. I don't know if I can right off the bat say it's my favorite, but it's top 2 or 3. I'm with you on the Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet, Melissa, is fantastic.
Well, that sucked.
Hey, no worries. Are you back with us, buddy?
I guess for right now. I mean, shit. I hope so.
I apologize. All you had was me to talk to the people there.
Hey, dude,
they're probably a little bit dumber than when they first.
They're probably more entertained, if anything else, right? More entertained for sure.
I think they're confused.
Dude, I had a total shutdown.
Welcome back.
Like usually, like something will flash or something like that, but dude, it was like a total fucking blackout there. Like, what the fuck just happened? But yeah, man, yeah, dude. So, I did watch a little bit on my phone, while I was getting it together, man. Definitely, thanks for filling in there, dude, and great job, man. For sure.
That's what I did.
Well done. Well done. Saw a lot of the freaking comments right there. Michael right here is saying the flu and technical difficulties. Having a rough start to the year, Michael. Brother, you have no idea. You have no freaking idea. But at least, Ohio State didn't miss a game-winning field goal of the national championship right when the clock hit midnight. You remember that year, Matt? We were sitting there, and Ohio State missed that freaking field goal, and I was just like, dude, 2020, whatever it was. I was like, it's all gonna ride on this kick right here, and he missed it. I was like, well, this year's gonna suck. Like, flat out.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Oh my god, talk about that. But yeah, man. So you got into talking a little bit about the movies, and I'm ready to do that, man. One of which too, I don't know, all the movies that you guys, talked about a little bit, but I do have this list that we can kind of go down and kind of talk about a little bit. And the first one on there is 28 Years Later. That's a movie that is coming in 2025. It is something that's, a lot of people are waiting for this movie, man. A lot of people want to see it. If I'm being 100% honest, it has been so long since I've seen the other two that I want to go back and watch them again before seeing this, because it's been, wow, man. Like, how many years ago did these, movies come out? The 28 days later, and then the 28 weeks later. It's definitely been some time. Like, probably over 20 years since the first one came out, right? Isn't it been about that long since the first one came out? And I'm definitely looking forward to. I remember enjoying
I
them.
believe so.
I remember liking them, but I definitely got to go back and I definitely got to go back and watch them before this. I see this next one for sure. What about you with the 28 days, 28 weeks, now 28
Got it.
years?
I gotta keep it real. It's not a movie that ever really did a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
It's a movie that I actually bought thinking that it was 30 Days of Night. I got for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I got 30 Days of Night and 28 days later, a little bit mixed up and confused. I love 30 Days of Night.
Yeah.
28 days later, it's nothing I can rip on. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't really for me.
I got you.
I'll just put it that way. It's it is what it is, but it was never really my jam. And I don't believe I ever even, obviously I didn't care enough. I didn't check out the 28 weeks later, the sequel.
Right.
But I know there's a lot of people that are stoked about this film, and that's cool.
Hell yeah, man.
But,
And that's the thing too. Like, everybody's got their jams, man, coming up. And I know that this is one that a lot of people wanted to see, but it's definitely one I've got to definitely review before I see, the other ones. Cause it's
yeah.
Let's see. Paula was saying maybe a movie watch. That'd be cool. I'd definitely do that. I see Blueprint GP is in the building. Probably came in while I wasn't here, but what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Through the hashtag movies and beyond. What is up, my man? Melissa is saying my favorite movie I'm looking forward to won't be out until February of 26. And she's saying that will be the next Scream movie. Okay. So that's got a minute before that one comes out too.
Yeah.
Kim is saying I agree. Definitely need to do a rewatch on those movies. Yeah. It's been a minute for me. And they're definitely not ones that I watched. I'd probably watch both of them once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Kim also celebrated a birthday here recently. So happy birthday to you, Kim.
Oh, happy
birthday, Kim.
Yeah. Let's see. James is saying so far I've not got sick this year, but damn medication is taking my leg pain. Makes me want to sleep most of the day. It drives me crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah.
Token Drew in the chat saying the coward should have waited 28 years. It's been like 20 or something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would have been cool. Drop it on the 28th year since that came out. I got you. That would have been cool. I wonder if they're getting Cillian Murphy to come back for this. I wonder if he's coming back for this one. I don't even remember what happened to him. He might have died in the last one. I don't even remember. It's been forever. Talk to the mic is saying I like them. Not my favorite, but they're fun to watch. And I guess that's a good description about how I would feel about those as well. But my memory, like I said, it's been so long for those. I definitely need to go back for sure. Let's see here. Throwing out some ad. Thank you for throwing out the ads in the chat, you guys. For Matt's stuff. That's freaking awesome. Blueprint GB is saying I thought Scream 7 was coming in 26 or 27. Yeah, I think that's when Melissa said it was the February 26. Talk to the mic is saying I can't wait for the Peter Pan horror movie, dude. I think it's on the list. I do. Sarah says I feel like 2025 sleeper hit might be Fear Street Prom Queen. I was pleasantly surprised with the first trilogy, especially the 80s summer camp one with Sadie Sink. Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed Fear Street. Yeah, I enjoyed Fear Street. That's not a bad call on a sleeper. I did enjoy Fear Street.
Hell yeah. Looks like so. This is one too that I wanted to talk about, man. That freaking I didn't know was coming out, and you guys may know, and it fits in the world of the Winnie the Poohs, and I see Peter Pan was mentioned, and I'm gonna share my screen just for a second because this is on the list as well, and it is something that I immediately chuckled when I saw it. And maybe you knew this was coming out, Matt. I had no idea. But it is called Bambi the Reckoning.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I didn't know it was a thing. And the only reason I'm bringing it up on the screen is because I wanted you to believe me. To
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest. But we have Bambi the Reckoning. And just real quick, the premise of the movie is after a mother and son get in a car wreck, they soon become hunted by Bambi, a mutated, grief stricken deer on a deadly rampage seeking revenge for the death of his mother.
Yeah, I mean, if here, okay, here's the thing.
Talk
I'm
to me
not
about
really,
Bambi.
really, Michael. I'm not even going to get to Bambi yet. I'm really not on board, really, with any of it. I'm not in it. Like I said, if it's somebody's jam, I haven't checked out the Winnie the Pooh thing, the whole Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
None of it really does much for me, man. It just doesn't. And I just feel like they're classics that should almost be left alone. But if I guess, man, if it's if people are getting their chuckles out of that and having a good time, so be it. It's just not for me, man. The Peter Pan, the Bambi, the Winnie the Pooh and stuff.
Yeah.
I like my true dark, sadistic, scary horror, and I don't think I'm going to find that in something that's a spinoff of Bambi or Winnie the Pooh, man. So I don't know.
I mean, they got Popeye now too, and they got Mickey Mouse, and this too. It says, and I didn't know this either. It is the 4th installment in the Twisted Childhood universe, otherwise known as the TCU. So they have a name for these movies, and they're all like linked together in the same universe. So are we gonna get like the Avengers of these types of movies? I really don't know. But I had to bring up Bambi. Like it had to be.
Whose take I'd like that they need to really get on these films. I want to say is the well known artist Todd McFarlane. A long time ago, he put out this line of action figures that was very similar to that. Like he had this like Twisted Land of Oz collection. Some of you might remember that, where it was like Dorothy, but she was all like in bondage and it was all kind of twisted. So it sounds like he kind and in a way he had that similar kind of mindset. And it's crazy, but he did more characters than that, but it's very similar. He had them looking all horrifying, but it was well known characters.
The funny thing, man, like too, is with these style of horror movies, it's some people love them, man. It's kind of become its own thing. Like we talk about, you have slashers, you have paranormal, you have creature features, stuff like that, to where these are almost, they may fit in the realm of slasher or paranormal, depending on what it is, but it's like its own subset of that type of horror, to where it's I don't know, man. Like to me, they're not something that I look forward to seeing. I kind of fall with you on those, but for the people that do enjoy them, man, like they're coming out fast. You know what I mean? Like they're not wasting any time. I know we got Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 as well. We've got like I said, the Popeye, we've got the Peter Pan, we've got Mickey Mouse. Now we've got Bambi, and I haven't even gone through this whole list yet. So I'm definitely sure that it might not be the only one for this year. So that's freaking crazy, man. That is freaking crazy. Another one I wanted to get your guys' opinion on too, because I didn't see the latest one that came out. So I will definitely have to do that. But I see that A Quiet Place Part 3 is coming out. Like they're making another Quiet Place movie. How did you feel about The Quiet Place? Well, maybe
I thought 3 was already out.
Well, it is, but I think that 3 is a prequel, so it doesn't really have a number on it.
Okay.
So I think that the latest, that's the one I haven't seen. The latest one I think is a prequel. I think this one, I don't know. It says John Krasinski is, directing it. Jim from The Office, if you're an Office fan, who was in, I know part 1 and part 2, but I haven't seen The third one, I'm assuming that he was in it due to it being a prequel, but I don't know that for sure. But of the ones you have seen, how did you feel about that?
I'll keep it real. I watched the first one, and I want to say it was kind of like split up. I was able to watch the first half, and I had to find time and come back and finish it.
Yeah.
The second, I believe I haven't seen it all. The third, I believe I started it, did not finish it. I just don't think these movies are really for me.
I got you.
I'm not going to shit on them. I can't sit there and say like it was just, but obviously it wasn't, really in my opinion, that much worth my time. Like the third one, I was trying to get going with it, and I just kind of dropped it and got a little bit bored, but
yeah,
not really my jam, man. So I'm kind of striking out left and right here.
I did enjoy the first one a lot. I really did like that one. The second one was, decent to me, but it wasn't a movie series that made me say, I gotta see the next one. Like I've got to see it. Like I can't wait for this to come out. It's usually one of those types of movies that is like, well, if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. If I haven't seen it, I'll check it out. But I'm not gonna go out of my way for it for sure. Let me catch up on the chat real quick here. Oh God, I got lost in the chat. I'm so sorry, you guys. I promise I'm gonna be better next week when I feel better. I promise. Even my computer gave up on me today. He was like, no, not today, Michael. Not today. Paula is saying, I loved A Quiet Place day one. Best male lead. Hint, hint. I got you. Melissa says, Will Patton. Oh, that's because she's saying, I just watched a movie today that had the sheriff that was in Halloween 2018 and Kills and Ends and Gone in 60 Seconds. Will Patton's been in a lot. I like Will Patton. He has been in a ton of stuff. I do.
Who was he in Gone in 60 Seconds? I love Gone in 60 Seconds.
He was the he's Sheriff Barker from Halloween or not Sheriff Barker, but
Brackett.
Hawkins. Thank you. He was Hawkins. In Gone in 60 Seconds, he was the guy that went to get Nicolas Cage, and he was kind of like he worked for the main bad guy, and he went and got Nick Cage, like, your brother's in trouble, and he helped him, with all the cars and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
He was also in like Armageddon. He's been in so much stuff, man. He has definitely been in a lot of stuff. I like him. I was shitty he wasn't in Ends more. Like they kind of just blew him off for that. James is saying Pinocchio kills people with his nose. He ties a knife on it. And then he tells you lies. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I love you, James. And that's
Oh,
why.
my
That's why. I think it's lucky for Patton that he wasn't in Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
He probably requested it after he read the script.
Poor guy, man. Poor guy. Let's see. Tim is saying Quiet Place was just okay. Never seen the second one. I got you, man. I see Michelle is in the chat saying hi, just dropping by to say hi. Well, thanks for doing that. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, hello, Michelle.
Talk to the mic is
the
saying
raccoon is in the house.
There he is. Talk to the mic is saying I like the first two Quiet Place. The third one was so. I got you. Michael is saying I liked all the Quiet Place movies, but I can see it not being for everybody. I get that, man. I get that. Let's see. Michelle is saying
a lot of people can't say.
Yeah,
I love this movie. I don't see what it's the shit. You don't like it, you're crazy.
Yeah. Michelle is saying, Michael, you should have canceled tonight. She knows I'm sick. I got it. We're not going to be on all night tonight for sure. I'm doing my best. I didn't do Friday, so I wanted to make sure that I came through today. And plus, Matt had been gone for a couple weeks, so I'm doing my best. But thank you for looking out for me.
Don't worry,
for sure.
Michelle. We'll have him out here at 1 a.m. No later.
Oh my God. Let's see. Jerry's throwing out the skadoosh. Wasn't that a reference last time about the panda, like the Kung Fu Panda or something? I think he was saying last time.
We're going back to the panda.
Oh,
going
here
back
we
to
go.
the panda.
There we go.
God, guys are brutal.
This is one that Sarah brought up earlier, and I didn't say too much when she did because I knew that it was on the list here. But Fear Street, Prom Queen. I really enjoyed the Fear Street trilogy. I didn't think that I would. Like, it was one of those things that was on Netflix, and I had no idea what it was. And I watched the first one, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch the second one. Oh shit, there's a third one too. And I couldn't figure out at first, like, how are there three? And I didn't know about them, and I didn't know that they came out so close together. The Fear Streets. So again, another series that didn't come out too long ago, but I definitely want to go back and watch them again before I watch this next one. How were you, Matt, with the Fear Streets, the Netflix Fear Streets? Did you enjoy them?
Michael, we did actually talk about this during your technical difficulties. So you might just have to go back and watch the, rerun.
I'll check it out on rewatch, and I'll leave a comment.
I got you, buddy. So here's the thing. I want to say, whenever something comes out, usually it is Netflix, but when I feel like they used to always drop something and it would be close to like fall and Halloween. And if it's like a 3-parter or some type of mini series, I've always been on board.
Yeah.
Whether it's Marion, like Haunting of Hill House, it just gives you something that you can come home and watch for a little while, not just a film, but you've got a little series to get into right around the fall time. So I'm usually always down for those. I try to check them all out. And for me, that's what Fear Street was. It's this 3-parter coming out around Halloween. I thought it was pretty damn fun. I'm not going to go as far and say like a gem in my opinion, but very fun. I watched it all the way through. It kept my interest. So I'm excited to see what they're doing with this next installment. But yeah, I love when stuff like that comes out, like Slasher. Yeah. If you guys remember Slasher. But for me, that just like gets me in the mood too for fall, Halloween. Like, hey, now we got this new horror miniseries that just dropped on Netflix. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
I love when they do that.
I do too. I enjoy those. Jerry Wilson is gifted 1 Movies and Beyond membership. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it, buddy. You are the man, dude. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you a million times, my friend. Another one. Now this definitely wasn't my jam, but I will say this because I didn't watch it either. It was just one that I was just like, I don't think I'll like it. A lot of people were big fans of it. Matt, I don't know if you've seen it or not either.
What is it?
What?
What is it? I'm just James has got me all sidetracked with the Rocket Raccoon starring Mad Mad.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Did you watch the first Five Nights at Freddy's?
Okay, I did. Lydia was over the moon when this movie was coming out. Over the moon. So I knew I was, going to go see it. Whether I liked it or not.
You were going, right? Like that was happening.
Yeah, I was going, and it surprised me. I thought it was a pretty cool movie, honestly. It was cool to see Matthew Lillard back. I liked it. I thought it was pretty solid. So I'm excited for the second one. What'd you think of it?
I didn't see it.
You still haven't seen it?
No, I didn't. I've had chances, and I would just I just haven't.
Not a bad film.
Yeah, I'll check it out eventually. I will.
But I could see where if you're a gamer and you've played the game and all that stuff, it's gonna have more meaning.
Oh, definitely. It's gonna pull you in.
Yeah, I went into it blind and I had a good time.
Well, yeah, man. I know that a lot of people did like it, so that's for sure. So another one, and this is down like the monster realm of things and things that we don't get to talk about, too terribly much. But Guillermo del Toro is doing Frankenstein. So that'll be coming out in 2025. And whenever you talk about Guillermo del Toro, dude, he's fucking awesome. So I'm curious to see, what he's gonna do with this one. Like Frankenstein to me is, when you talk about Frankenstein, you talk about Dracula. To me, those are the two big ones. I do understand that there are more. I know that there's, the Wolfman. I know that there's the Mummy, but to me, it was always Dracula and Frankenstein were like the two, like juggernauts of that. In my mind, anyway. Like those are my thoughts. I know they all have a part in it, but to me, those were the two big ones. It was always like Dracula versus Frankenstein. Like those two. Frankenstein would always be like whenever they were joined together. You know what I mean? Like whenever the monsters would come together. Even in like the Monster Squad. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like those two end up having a way of being on separate sides and kind of clashing. So I am a big fan of the book, Frankenstein's Monster by Mary Shelley, dude. Like I love that book. Granted, it's been some years since I've read it, and I mean some years since I've read it, but when I watched it or when I did, I absolutely loved it for sure. How are you on the Frankenstein? Will this be something that you'll want to go see?
Well, here's what it's just something I gotta say that I wanted to say as soon as you started talking. Like, you're like, I know there's others in this stuff, but dude, you were so spot on though. Like when you talk about icons in the horror genre, like. I know Wolfman, Mummy, they're all cool.
Yeah.
But dude, they don't hold a candlestick to how iconic Frankenstein and Dracula have been, still are to this day. Like, yeah, Michael, I hear what you're saying, dude. Like,
yeah, they're
so iconic. It's ridiculous. It's something that'll just never, it'll never die. So I am, as far as like a new Frankenstein, there's been a lot of duds out there for Frankenstein, in my opinion. But I'm still intrigued, and it's one of those movies where I am always going to go check it out, like a werewolf film. Werewolf films for me are hit or miss, but when one comes out, I go check it out, hoping like this is the one for me. This is the one that's done for Matt. Like it's gonna be, up his alley. I'm kind of the same way with the Frankensteins. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited, Michael. I must say, like anything Frankenstein, I'll go check out. I thought, was it called I, Frankenstein?
Oh, that sounds familiar. I don't know if I've seen it though.
I enjoyed it. But it's just one of those, I don't think they're always done that well. So they make me nervous.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to go check it out for that hope, that like that werewolf movie is like a Silver Bullet or a, The Howling or something like that. So
yeah. Man. It's a big one. I definitely want to see that. Let's see. Wendy Hubbard is in the chat. She's saying, I can't wait to see Frankenstein. Del Toro is my favorite. Del Toro's freaking awesome. Herbert West Understudy is in the chat as well, saying the creature from the Black Lagoon is the best monster. I got you.
Dude, what's up, Tom? What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. That is a true creature fan right there,
he's
man.
He's the monster like guru, isn't he? If I'm not mistaken, like he's the man when it comes to the creature features.
He is the man that I want.
Universal monsters, yeah.
Yeah, he's the man I want to see go up against John in horror trivia.
Oh, just sit back and watch with like the popcorn.
Dude, I think it would be so nasty.
So you're like Dana White now, dude. You're getting people together. Like there's this guy who lives over here who's the baddest motherfucker in the world, but I know this other guy who's a badass too. It's my job to make these two clash. I can see who knows what. Dude, that's fucking funny.
That's
start calling you Dana. Like
that's a funny assessment, but Yeah, he is who I'd love to see go against John. Like while we're on Universal Monsters, I have to say this. Something I would like to see, and you guys chime in. But I think what would make a killer miniseries right now, and this could be like along the lines of like how Stranger Things was so big. You know,
we're going to talk about Stranger Things too. We're going to get there.
I'm sure it'll go there. But so, you know, it has the kids that, you know, it started back in like the 80s era. But dude, what about a new revamped version of like Monster Squad with kids back in, it could be 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, but kids a little bit back. Do I think Monster Squad could make a killer miniseries following, you know, a certain group of kids.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see something like that.
Yeah, put together a Monster Squad like series. You know,
yes.
I think that would be great, man.
And take your time. Like the first season only introduces you to, say, a mummy.
Well, the good thing about something like that, Matt, is not only would it be good to watch, right? Not only would it be freaking awesome. Hold on, let me close that out there. Not only would that be freaking awesome, but you know, especially with like kids type shows, you know, not that Stranger Things is a kid type show, but it introduces them young, you know, they grew up through that. Not only would it be something to follow, you know, but it would reintroduce the Universal monsters to a younger audience on a big platform. You know what I mean? And you could do things with them and make them, you know, make them more current and stuff like that, man. That's a fantastic idea. I'd watch it. I'd freaking watch it.
I would too. Right on. Something I've thought about for a while now.
Yeah.
You know.
Drew is saying I might have to see Frankenstein. Me too, man. Me too. I might have to check that out for sure. James is saying can't beat those monsters. Frankenstein and Dracula are true classics. I agree. Paula says Pennywise is the best. Oh,
now is Token Drew my new buddy Drew? Like, is that Drew? Oh man, okay. You've met Drew at the booth, Michael. I just didn't know.
Okay.
And he says that what's up, Drew? He wants another Alien vs. Predator movie. So do I. But I apologize. I don't always know everybody from their, you know, username, but
yeah, it's tough sometimes, man, because there's a lot of different usernames and a lot of people aren't going to put. Yeah, for sure. Talk to the mic.
True Predator fan.
Hell yeah, and that's going to lead into my next segment. Talk to the mic. San Del Toro Pinocchio on Netflix. Netflix is amazing and dark. All right, hell yeah. And with you saying Predator, Matt, because that was my next one. How are you feeling about Predator Badlands? That will be coming out in 2025.
I haven't heard much.
Your face says it all, dude.
This is the first time I've heard about that, though.
Really? I get to give you that information?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know it was coming out in 2025. Like I knew they were working on something.
They're subject to
Lydia looking at me in the corner like she's probably like, "Man, I told you that 5 times."
Look. All of these dates are subject to change. You know how movies are because their plan is to come out when, you know, on this list. But a lot of times they'll make movies, you know, they'll do screenings and then they'll be like, oh shit, we got to do reshoots. People hated that, you know, so sometimes they'll take a little more time. But as of right now, from what people are saying, Predator Badlands is slated to come out in 2025. Now, does it happen? You know, it could be 2026, but as of now, that is when it's scheduled to come out. So take all of these with a grain of salt that we're talking about because it's the first, you know, week of 2025, and you guys know how movies are with changing their dates, either moving them up or moving them back. Most times, if you really want to see it bad enough, they're moving it back, and you're going to have to wait longer.
Let me say this about Predator. One, so you know, Lydia does know that I listen to her sometimes. From what I've heard about what she has told me, that it's going to be more so told from the Predator's perspective. And even I think I find that very interesting, but let's just say, to be honest, if if it just said Predator and 2025, I'm gonna be in. I'm a Predator fanatic through and through. But I do like the premise that it's going to focus more on them in their culture and what they're about. Yeah. And yeah, dude. Let's face it. The last Predator was Prey. Very good movie. Very well done. The last Alien movie, Romulus, another one that was very well made, very well received. So I feel like they need to just really focus and build on this and bring us some killer Predator alien action, man. I'm so stoked for it.
My only concern with it is that I hope that there's dialogue between Predators. You know what I mean? And it doesn't become like what was the name of that movie? The slasher movie through the slasher's perspective, A Violent Nature. Hopefully it's not like that. To where you kind of get lost in what's going on around you. Now, no offense to anyone that loved In a Violent Nature. I just hope that there's some kind of dialogue, to where there's something going on other than, watching him eat and sleep and take a dump and climb a tree. You know what I mean? That's what I
believe there will.
Yeah. I hope so. There has to be, right?
Yeah, I believe there will, Michael. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Right.
They've got too much momentum. I have high hopes for the Predator and Alien franchise, and especially like Drew was saying in the chat, if they merge together and we get another AVP, and give us a queen back on screen, dude. Get the queen back on screen.
As long as it's better than the last one. I wasn't a big fan of the second AVP. Like it wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the
I can turn it on, Michael.
Yeah.
Just to say, let's watch the fight scenes and have fun.
Dude, that's when he's in the sewer and grabs both those freaking xenomorphs, the two guns come out and blow. Yes, fantastic, man.
But oh my God, whoever was in charge for character hiring the actors, dialogue, story writing, they all needed fired.
And lighting. But the movie was dark as shit.
I couldn't see shit.
Like it was horrible. Like it was.
But there were some good fight scenes. Like if we could see them. And the story was so bad. It's one of the worst I can even think of. It was that bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Paula is saying I wouldn't mind seeing a spin-off with Steve Harrington, and Monster Squad 2 would be cool. Oh, from Stranger Things? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. James is saying that sounds like it would be awesome. Monster Squad in a new series. Love to see that happen. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Russell saying Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is the best. I haven't seen that in a long time. I actually have it right up there with Robert De Niro. Like I definitely want to go back and watch that one. Mr. Rick is saying, did you guys ever see the movie from the 90s, Disturbing Behavior? I wish they would do a sequel or something with it. I really enjoyed that movie.
I've seen that movie.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
But I can't say a lot from it.
It's been a minute. That's a hey, I rented that when Mom still worked at a video store. But I do remember enjoying it, Mr. Rick. I'd have to go back.
And was it kind of like a little bit sexual, like it had some like, sexy stars in it, like doing their thing, and
I couldn't even tell you.
Like a hot tub scene with. Okay.
Honestly, couldn't tell you. Melissa saying I saw Frankenstein with Catherine in it. She played Abigail in Freaky. Okay. Drew is saying yes, a re-released AVP with proper lighting. I love that movie. It's just fucking dark. That's what I was saying, man. It was so dark, man. It was. Talk to the mic is saying I love that Badlands will have a predator as the main character. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. Lydia is saying I'm stoked about the new Predator movie. I've been wanting a Predator story told from. Not even going to say that word, Matt. Could you pronounce
it's Yalcha?
Thank you.
It's Yalcha. Yeah, the Predator's real name is Yalcha.
Coolness. I knew you would know it. I do know you would know it. Tim said yes. Anything Predator.
Just don't ask me for any other hard to pronounce word.
Hey, I knew you'd have that one. I knew you definitely had that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
James is saying there's going to be a new Predator movie. All right, can't wait to see that. Hell yeah, man. Oh yeah. Drew is saying I'm gonna have to rant for a second. I need a new Predator to get the win for once. They always get beaten. I want to see one finish a movie and survive for a sequel.
I can get down with that. I can
Fair.
get down with that.
Fair.
I can get down with that. Michael,
Gene,
keep on going. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, buddy.
I got you. Gina said Stranger Things season. Oh, Strangers chapter 2. Yes. I will get to that one in just a minute. Actually, it might be the next one, Gina, that we talk about. Tim is saying, yeah, they just told me Andrew's idea. Me and Drew were talking about this years ago, how they need to make a movie that revolves around the actual predators and their race and their culture. Yeah, man. I mean, as long as, there's dialogue and something to move the story along, which, there would have to be, right? There would definitely have to be. I want to see that. I do want to see that. And the way that they've been going with these, I think that it started with Prey for me, coming back. Like, I loved Prey. Like, that's one of those movies that I absolutely loved. And then, the new Alien movie came out and it did a fucking bang up job. So they're on the right track with these. And I don't have any reason to think that this one won't stay on par with those, with the way that they're going. So fingers crossed. I hope it's freaking amazing. Let's see. He's still talking about the lighting. Yes, it was freaking bad. Herbert West is saying, what if they did a new comedy horror series, something like Abbott and Costello meet the Predator and other monsters like they did back in the day? Yeah, I mean, I don't know who your current day like Abbott and Costello would be. I'm all for horror comedies. Like, I really enjoy horror comedies. And I swear to God, it always comes to mind whenever two movies come to mind when I think of horror comedy. It's always Tucker and Dale and Shaun of the Dead. Like, those two. Like, so I can dig that, man. If they did something like that, would I watch it? Yes, I would. Yes, I freaking would. Tim is saying, I just watched 2009 Triangle. Anyone see that? Frustrating. I did not see that. I did not. The fact that you have frustrating at the end of it makes me kind of weary to be like, I need to look for that movie and watch it. Let me know, Tim. Is it worth me checking out? Evil Mage 567. What's going on? Is saying Robert De Niro killed at the monster. Still remember first watching that version in high school after we finished the book. Hell yeah. Like I was saying just a little while ago, that is a movie that I own, but it's definitely one I want to go back and watch because it's been a minute. I also have it's actually a 2-movie disc, Blu-ray disc that I have. It probably has some dust on it because it's been some years, but it has that, and it has Bram Stoker's Dracula on it as well. So 2 movies that I definitely want to go back and check out that I haven't in quite a while. Talk to the Mic is saying, I just watched The Wrath of Becky, the sequel of Becky, and loved it. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I have not either. I have definitely not either. Mr. Rick is saying, I think they're doing that with Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. That's an interesting combination. Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Interesting. All right, Matt, we are moving on to our next one. I know I'm not hitting all of these, you guys, but because they have so many movies on this list here. But I do want to make sure I hit, some of the major ones. And this, although I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, I do want to talk about The Strangers, Chapter 2. So that's supposed to be coming out this year. I am a big fan of the original, and Matt, both of us, it's one of the few movies that we both love, and we love to, talk about, was Strangers Prey at Night, because it didn't try to be anything other than what it was, so when the new one, the new Stranger movie came out, it was very predictable for me, and it was really hard for me to get into because you kind of knew what was coming. It may not have been in the exact same form as it was in the other movies, but it was the same. So that's really how I felt about the first one. I am excited about the second one because I'm hoping that we get something new. How do you feel about the Strangers chapter 2?
I really can't agree with you more. I feel like I liked the newest one a little more than you did, but I see everything you're saying with it. Like, yeah. Maybe it was just me liking the Strangers so much. Like, oh, just see these guys do their thing is kind of cool. But looking back on it, there was nothing that was like that really stood out.
Yeah.
You know, that I can say like this was all like I could with Pray at Night. Like I can, you know me, I can go on and on about Pray at Night.
Yeah.
And for a sequel, that's very rare to be able to do. So I'm right there with you. I'm going to stay on board.
Yeah.
I'm not going to want just this is very similar to The Conjuring, if you ask me.
Yeah.
You know, Conjuring 1 and 2, just bangers.
Yeah.
Third installment, I can watch it.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely the weakest link.
Out of the 3, I agree.
Out of the 3, but with one bad link, I'm not going to give up on the entire franchise. You know, so I'm excited. It's very similar. That's about all I can say.
Yeah.
I am a Strangers fan, and I loved 1 and 2. The newest one, you know, I didn't hate it, but again, weakest link. And just like you said, now when it came out, I kind of had the feeling, and I don't know really why they brought this movie out, because even before going in, I was pretty much under the assumption that it was going to be super similar to the first film.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it doesn't really make that much sense to me. Because it was very similar, you know, just, you know, different clothing, you know, slightly different, but I can't agree with you more, Michael. I hope the second one actually gives us. I want it to stay true to the Strangers, and there's not much to the Strangers. Let's face it.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to stay true to that. You know, strangers come, do their thing, but there's got to be some substance there, and that's what the last one was lacking. You know, give us something.
To me, it was just a redo of the first Strangers movie. Like, if you remember, they shot their friend in the original Strangers movie. So I knew when Homeboy had the shotgun and the old man came, I knew he was getting blasted, dude. Like I said, it didn't come in the same exact form, but it was the same thing. And it's bad when you're sitting in there and you're calling out things that are happening before they happen and you've never seen the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's when you know that things are just you know. Let's see real quick. I see that Peter Anthony from Peter Anthony Productions, creator of Roseblood. What's up, my man? He's saying, "What's up, my guys? It's been a while." Hell yeah, Peter. How you doing, my man? I hope that you're doing well, dude. We haven't caught up in a minute. Let's do that soon. Good to see you here, brother. Let's see. So let's see. We got Evil Mage 567 here saying, "Hey Matt, Rob here. Show off that H4 I sent you."
Oh my God, Rob, what is up, buddy? What is going on? I will absolutely show off that H4.
Yeah,
Michael, I'll tell you, Rob is he's a dear friend that we were fortunate enough to run into at the booth, and this guy knows his Michael Myers mask like I've just never seen, and his collection is just nasty. And I was able to get his screen accurate H4 that was in his personal collection, and I will show that to you guys if you got a second. Yep.
You showing off an H4 is absolutely crazy to me, my man.
Dude, I can appreciate screen accurate. I can appreciate all day. But yeah, so it is freaking spot on. But if that's not H4, I don't know what is. But Rob, I'm so glad and so appreciative that you were able to come off of this. And I love that I was able to add it to my collection, man. But yeah, that is H4 all day. It's got the double neck. It's got the mesh eyes. Yeah, you guys can see the lightning now, can't you, Michael?
Yeah. Hell
Thank
yeah.
you, Lydia. And another one that I would only all the great masks I have in my collection are due to Rob. He knows if you say H2O, if you say Halloween 2, any of it, he knows the guy to go to that makes the best one of that mask. Like,
That's awesome.
It's very impressive. Can you show the H2O if you could reach it? It's on that top shelf. If you can't, no worries. But I got an H2O that you will love. That's also. Can you reach it, sweetheart? Oh, she can reach it. Oh, be damn.
While she's doing
Or-
that, James left a comment that has said, "I would like to also see the Blob come back again." That's, yeah. I mean, maybe. Val is saying, I'm not a fan of
Thank you.
Strangers movies, but I did get to watch Pray at Night, and I actually like that one. Hell yeah, Pray at Night's the shit. Pray at Night had its own vibe to it. Like,
dude, it
literally
did.
did.
Like, that soundtrack.
That soundtrack is that, dude. That soundtrack was everything. Like, those are all songs that you knew prior to watching that movie, but yet made you look at them all differently after it was over. Fantastic.
Yes,
I loved
yes.
it. I absolutely love Pray at Night. Call it a guilty pleasure. I don't care what you call it. I actually dug that movie. Like, seriously.
Look at that H2O. Like,
yeah.
This, I don't know who. I do know the maker. I just can't make it right. I can't say it right now. I have to look him up. But, like, gosh damn. Just I just so respect these mask makers. And I've always liked the let us know, Rob, if you're still in there, buddy, who made this beautiful H2O. But, like, it is just freaking H2O all day. And I really thank him so much. I would have like I said, Michael, I'd have no idea to say, hey, get me the best 5 or 6 masks. I would have no idea. But luckily I got my buddy Rob, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
you got a guy.
You for letting me show those, you know. I hope you guys enjoy seeing that.
He said that the H2O was done by Father Phantom Studios.
Okay. It's gorgeous. It's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. But yeah, thank you again, Rob. Just for all that you do with us, my friend.
Michael is saying, I love The Strangers. It scares the shit out of me. And that is realistic in the line, because you were home. Dude, that line in the original Strangers. Why? Because you were home. And it's still just as impactful in Pray at Night, where she says, why? And she says, why not? You know, dude, that's 2 fantastic lines from those movies. Like, I absolutely love them. Michael, I totally get that. Like, that's the part of the movie that really got me. You know what I mean? Like, Pray at Night, that was just a total different vibe, but it's so hard to explain. But Matt, like we were talking about it, dude, the soundtrack to me was free. It made that movie so much better than what it was. You know what I mean? It really did. When he's sitting in the car with that guy after he wrecked and he's stuck in there because he's got the thing, he turns on the radio first, he gets it to the song that he likes, and he slowly just, oh, dude, that's so sick. I absolutely love it. That's why that scene made the intro video, like, so good, but it didn't have the same impact without the music.
Here's another thing I want to say, because how we all love when they say because you were home. Yeah. What I thought was really cool about part 2, they couldn't just repeat that same thing.
They could have.
But what she said was just as cool when she said, why are you doing this? And she's bleeding out of her mouth. And she says, why not? That was so dope too. Yeah. Like, it was different, but it was so sick too.
That's what I was saying, like, man.
This girl's out of her mind.
Yeah.
All she can say is why not, while she smiles with blood coming out of her mouth. Like, I thought that was genius. Like,
it is, because it doesn't give them an answer. You're not finding out why. You know what I mean? Or if you are finding out why, there is no reason. It could have been anybody. You know,
because they're fucked up.
They're
That's the
strangers,
only-
man. We don't know them. They're freaking strangers.
That's
That's
the
why I
only
was so
answer.
disappointed when they said they were going to dive into the strangers' backstory. I don't want that, dude. They're strangers. And if they dive into the backstory, they're not going to be strangers anymore. They're going to be like acquaintances. The third one, they won't even call it the strangers. Chapter 3, they'll call it the acquaintances. You know what I mean? Because we'll know everything about them. They won't be.
And this is a big part where you and I differ. It is a big part where you and I differ. Like, so if they do it like in one of the later movies, those original movies are, and this is my opinion, the original movies are still there. But if it's like later on and it's like number 4 or 5 in the franchise, and they want to start showing like how they got together and all this stuff, I'd be into it. I know.
What if it's number 3 to end a trilogy, or it's part 2? It's the Empire Strikes Back of the trilogy.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I just can always look at it as like those movies where you just didn't know anything. They're still there.
But you're looking for a conclusion to the story that is set up.
I know, and we can go back all day. I'm just saying, in my opinion, later on, I could care less. I might even like find it intriguing. Like, oh, the masked guy drove up and found these girls in this crack house and saved them from this. I'd be into it, and you'd be like, "This ruins it all for me."
Yeah, like,
I get it. I'm just, I'm having fun with it.
I love story. You know what I mean? Like, story is so important to me. Like, there has to be a story, and when it goes the way I don't want it to, yeah, maybe I take my ball and I go home. But if it sucks, it's just like, I'm not gonna pretend it was good if it sucks. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, like, if in Return of the Jedi, when they blew up the Death Star, if Darth Vader was in there taking a dump when it happened, I'd be pissed. You know what I mean? If you didn't get that, like, that's what I feel like, man. And that's very much how I feel about Halloween Ends. I feel like, the movie ended without him. Michael was taking a dump while everything else was going on. And it just, I don't know. It's just crazy. Let's see. John is saying, similar to Speak No Evil because you let me. Oh, yeah, man. Tim is liking acquaintances. Yes, that's how I feel. Russell said, I think it was set up to Michael in The Strangers. Yeah.
Yeah. James Jude Courtney should have walked off of that set for what they did to him.
You talk to those guys, they love it, but they're not going to tell you it sucked.
But just what he was at 18 and
kills,
I know. And then they're like,
he got full mounted in his mask.
Whether he does like it or not, there had to be times where after he was reading the script that he went home and was just kind of like, he had to process some of that. He's like, what? I'm doing what?
Hell yeah, man.
Anyway.
All right, another movie I wanted to bring up before we get into the TV shows. The Conjuring, The Last Rites. What do you want to see from The Conjuring, The Last Rites? What will bring it all home for you? Because you said the third one was the weakest link. Sorry. How do they get this franchise back on track?
Okay. So I don't know anything about.
I don't either.
Okay. I don't. Yeah. All right. 1 and 2 dove into really good, depending on who you ask, like, true events that the Warrens did investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Known events, very true known events. I think they need to go back to a famous one that they investigated that's very well known. And oh man, this is a question, Michael, off of the
I'm
top.
sorry, man. I just
wasn't really prepared for, but
all good. It's just more of an opinion. Like, what would you like to see that would bring it home for you?
Here's one thing too. You don't have to go so over the top. Like, let's say the third one.
Yeah.
When someone's doing a possession, right?
Yeah.
And someone's body goes in a way it shouldn't or something like that. That is very cool. After it does it 17 times, it loses that cool factor and you're watching some kind of CGI bullshit.
Right.
I felt like they did a lot of that type of stuff. Keep it more realistic.
Yeah.
For one, keep it more realistic. Stay as true as possible to what is known about the activity that you investigated. Stay as true as possible. I know you got to add a little bit of flair. That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't take it over the top. Stay true to it. What they've been fantastic with is the acting, and who they cast has always been phenomenal. Whether it's a 10-year-old girl or, a seasoned actor, they've picked the best. Get that gnarly cast. And I would say, yeah, right there, man, keep it very true to the facts we know about that. And do your thing that you did with the originals, man.
Yeah.
So that's the best on a whim I can answer that.
All good, man. All good. When I think about that same thing, man, I think about what made the first one so good, and what made the second one, a very good sequel, was the things they were doing. It wasn't just straight up jump scares all the time. You know what I mean? Like the movie had a pacing to it that was kind of like, I always describe this when I saw the first Conjuring, because when you watch those type of movies, they tend to go in a pattern to where it's like, you have a build up, a scare, and then it's back down. You have a build up, a scare, then it's back down. It's giving the audience like recovery time, to, okay, let me catch my breath before we get into what's next. The first Conjuring, when that first came out, you got the first build up, but you weren't getting rests in between. It was just like, I'm going to scare the shit out of you. Then I'm going to scare the shit out of you more. Then I'm going to scare the shit out of you more. And I think that that's one of the things that made the first one so damn good, was it didn't give you that little rest period in between. Like when you watch the original Amityville, or you could even throw in like even Poltergeist, stuff like that. You had scary shit happen, but there was always that break. And The Conjuring pretty much ignored that. Once it got going, it was like full bore till the end. And the end of the second one was like that too. Once it got going, like there was no stopping it. You think about that whole sequence where they were like, no, she's faking it. They go back to the train. They're figuring something out to where you're like, holy shit. And then you're zooming back to the fucking house and fucking shit's flying all around the fucking kitchen. Then you're back to them. They're crossing the fucking films. And then you're back to them. She's fucking in the closet. Dude, there's so much shit. And then you have the whole thing with Ed getting blinded. You can see the nun in the background fucking walking around, but he can't see her. Like, it just had that elevate. It just kept elevating and elevating and elevating until the end. That's something that I think that the third Conjuring was missing. Whether it was about witches and not paranormal, to me, that doesn't matter. It just didn't have that thing that got me sitting in my chair like, holy shit, I'm about to lose my mind right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. And I think that that's something that I would love to see them go back to with The Conjuring. We'll see, though, right?
We will.
We'll see. I hope. I love Patrick Wilson. I love Vera Farmiga. I love what James Wan has done, with this whole universe that they've made for us, with The Conjuring, with Annabelle, The Nun. I love all of that stuff. So I want this to be great. I'm not going to put it up on a pedestal. That way I'm not disappointed when I see it. But this is something that I really want to be good, Matt. I really want this one to be good.
Same here.
Let's see what the chat has to say. Tim said Vader is strictly on the dark side diet. He doesn't poop. He eats hate. He eats hate and fear and avoids sand. Well said, man. Well freaking said. James is saying Darth Vader taking a dump. I wonder if he could take a dump after being burned so bad. Possibly. Lydia said something tells me Vader probably has a colostomy bag. Like a dark side colostomy bag. An evil one. Russell said bring the nun back in the last rites. That would be interesting because they didn't. Yeah. Oh, okay. Talk to the mic is saying they investigated Amityville. Yeah, they touched on that in The Conjuring too. They did.
I just don't think we have anybody to play the nun.
And then there's that.
I think that ship has sailed. And this is a nun fan talking to you guys. You know that.
I hope so. I would like to see her come back, but Yeah, I have to agree with you. Val said Valak scares the crap out of me. Valak's I like Valak. I do.
She's a scary bitch.
Jerry says have Annabelle versus the Nun. Who wins that fight, Matt? Who wins that
Dude,
fight?
I love the idea of like if you are gonna do like you know, say, but you have to do it like you have to go the horror universe route, you know, like
Yeah.
that's where we have, you know, I don't know if I always want it to be like the true story of that franchise, but you know, if you want to just have some fun, you got to kind of go that route. And if you're doing that, then yeah, let's have at it. That's where I want to see Michael Myers fight Leatherface. I don't want it to be the true, you know what I'm saying, you know, my franchise or say even for Leatherface. But yeah, if you want to branch out, give us some fun ass films. Hell yeah.
All right. So Matt, I'm going to dive into TV shows now. Okay. And I've only got 3 that I'm going to bring up because we are running out of time and Michael's hanging on his last thread right now. Stranger Things, the final season. I know that you guys recently caught up with that one.
Yeah.
What would you like to see from Stranger Things, the final season?
Oh man, I'll be honest. They're right on point. They're right on point with, you know, the last season was very, very much up my alley. You know, I always liked Stranger Things.
Yeah.
A little bit of this when it got, in my opinion, a little bit nerdy sci-fi, you know, like with 11 and her little whatever you call that was not really all up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
But then they introduced Vecna and you know, I love the character Eddie Muntz. I really enjoyed the last season, man.
It was so good, dude.
I would simply say, like, I would keep it that simple. Like, Michael, I don't have a lot to critique. Keep going with what you're doing. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, for my preference, you know, make it even darker because I get it's got a wide fan base. You know, I liked how dark they went without going too dark, you know. I don't want it to look like a Terrifier film. But if I get a little bit of what I've gotten from the last season, man, and a little bit more of it, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'll keep it that simple, brother. I'm happy with what they're doing.
I am too, man. And you know, season 4 was so a Nightmare on Elm Street to me. It was so red. There was the house. Hell, even Robert Englund was Vecna's daddy. You know what I mean? Like, it was so nightmare to me. And it just, like you said,
they knew that. They did.
They did. And you know, I think that has a lot to do with why Robert Englund was in it. You know what I mean? I think it has a lot to do with that. But there's just so many good moments that was in season 4. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're looking for, the horror aspect of it, the story aspect of it. Hell, it
nostalgia.
It even breaks your damn heart at the end. You know, the way that he talked about Eddie at the end to his uncle, you know, like up until the end, Eddie was still Eddie, you know, and it's just like, man, like that, you're touching my heart with that. Or when Max is almost dead, you know, seeing him cry like that over her body, man, and freak out. Like, it was just so freaking good, man. Like, there were just so many good things in that, dude. I want them to continue as well. Like, you have to think story-wise, they're all back together. You know, the season ends with them standing there, you know, looking. Now the Upside Down has entered, you know, Hawkins. It is there. So what are they going to do now? And, of course, you're going to end the season there on that big-ass cliffhanger. But I just want to see how they deal with that, man, and what that world looks like, you know, X amount of time later, because I'm sure they're not going to have them all looking older standing in the same spot when it starts, you know, because it's been a couple years. So I'm assuming time is going to have to pass, you know, for them to continue the story. That's one thing that I've avoided. Okay. I've avoided talking about Stranger Things. I've avoided spoilers. I'm not watching anything on it. I want to sit down and watch it all for the first time. When a trailer drops, will I watch it? you damn right I'm gonna watch it. But that's gonna be it. You know, I don't want to see anything to where somebody's like, well, I heard that, you know, and things get spoiled that way for me. This is something that I enjoy very much.
Oh, you might as well
and
skip
I
the
wanna see
trailer
it.
too, Michael.
No, I can't do that.
Skip the damn
I've
trailer.
been waiting too long. You're gonna give me the trailer. You are gonna give me the freaking trailer. I'm telling you. Give me that. Give me the freaking trailer. Let's see. Let me check up on some people here talking about. Let me get things just. Paula was saying, "Thank you for this stream." Paula, thank you for coming to this stream. Like that's the thing. Thank you so much. Melissa said, "Not a fan of Stranger Things." I get that. She's saying it's too sci-fi for me. But I check out the fourth season, Melissa. You might change your mind.
Melissa, I okay. I get it.
Lydia's saying, "I'm gonna cry when Stranger Things is over." You and me both. I may do that as well. I started that from the beginning. I saw first season when it dropped, so I've been actually progressing through this with them coming out, you know, years later. James has said, "I never cared about Stranger Things." I got you, man. It's not for everybody. It is definitely not for everybody. Russell's saying, "Me too, Lydia." Russell's gonna cry too. I'm right there with you guys, man.
And I'm one who I needed that last season to do what it did.
Yeah.
Or I was probably going to be right there with, you know, Melissa and them.
Yeah. For sure, man. And you know, not everything's for everyone. But that to me was freaking awesome. Talk to Micah saying, "I can't wait for season 5." Dude, I've been saying that since season 4 ended. You know, and the fact that it's been so long at this point, it's just like, come on, guys. Definitely gonna binge it again before it comes out. Once we get a release date, I'm gonna go back through. I probably watched it through at this point like 3 or 4 times. But why not? I'll watch it. Paul is saying, "I would love to see some kind of Eddie Munson appearance, either fully alive or as a metal vampire." I just find it hard to believe that he just won't be in it at all. I feel like it may be a flashback, or I just feel like he was too good of a character. Too good of a character. Michael is saying Stranger Things was easy to binge watch for me. Me too. Melissa said, "That's me with Cobra Kai. Gonna cry when it's over." It's another one.
Love Cobra Kai. Guilty.
Yeah.
Love
I do
Cobra
too.
Kai.
I do too, man. Me and you talk, dude. When Cobra Kai dropped, I texted you right away, like, "Cobra Kai's out. Cobra Kai's out."
Yeah, I never feel so nerdy watching it, but I love it.
I do too.
I love it. Oh,
it's got that Johnny vibe to it, man. It's so good.
Love Cobra Kai. We're right there with you.
Paula said, "I'm currently on season 2, watching from the beginning." Is that Cobra Kai or is that Stranger Things? Paula, let me know. Russell's saying it actually isn't over for the Karate Kid. Oh, okay.
They're going to continue Cobra Kai.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
If that's the answer, I don't know that, but yes, I will. Yes. Paula is saying, "I also want Dustin alive so he can have his happy ending." All right. Melissa saying, "Well, Cobra Kai will be over for good in February. It's the last season, final part 6." Yeah, we were talking about that. We were wondering if the new Karate Kid movie is gonna be in the same world as that. It's questionable. Tim said Stranger Things is boring. Oh, Tim.
I know Tim's not a fan. That is okay.
James is saying, "I only hope there will never be another Karate Kid." Oh.
I'm not a huge Karate Kid film fan. Like I'm not. So I can see where James is coming from. Yeah, I'm not a huge Karate Kid fan, but James, give Cobra Kai a chance if you haven't.
Oh yeah. Mr. Rick is saying we should all do a watch party for Stranger Things season 5, episode 1. It should be fun, dude. I don't care if you guys are with me or you're not with me. I am watching that day 1. I will have a sick day from work. If they're saying, "Hey, it drops at midnight," it's like I'm gonna get on the phone. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna be in tomorrow. Wow. Not feeling so hot for sure. Just kidding. If anyone's watching at work, I'm just kidding. Lydia said, I started it when it first came out too, Michael. I hate that the journey is ending. You know, that's the thing with these shows, Matt. Like, time that you took watching these, and I felt that way with Game of Thrones too. When it came to an end, I was sad because you're not just taking away the show, you're taking that time that those memories and all the stuff that came along with it. It just, yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah, I'm watching Game of Thrones currently.
What season are you on?
Lydia will answer that.
Ish.
I'm not sure. I think 3.
Oh, nice.
I think we're on 3.
Do you want to kill Joffrey yet?
I make jokes all the time about how he's the best king ever, but yeah,
Best king ever.
Joffrey's an absolute shithead.
I remember the first time watching that, I was just like, this kid's driving me crazy.
He's an absolute shithead, but great at his character, dude.
Great acting.
So, dude,
Yes.
great at his character. So
Yes.
sometimes if they're shitty in the best way and just nailing it, I almost love them. But yeah,
Kind of like Trent, right?
yes, exactly.
Kind of like Trent.
Like
I got
that day's gonna come, Michael, where Trent is gonna pop up at a con.
I can't wait,
And
dude.
I can't either. It's gonna be fantastic. What's the next series you gotta talk about after?
So I wanted to talk about Crystal Lake.
Ooh.
Crystal Lake. Now, we are not sure if that's coming out in 2025. It should have been out already. You just hope that it is, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this got pushed to 2026. I wouldn't, but for the sake of just talking about it, let's say it's coming out in 2025. Crystal Lake, Matt, what do you want to see?
Oh
in
my
the Friday
god!
the 13th franchise.
Oh my god!
I mean, we do know that it's supposed to go back, right? We do know that. So, what would you like to see, my man?
One word. If you ask me, when they're going back,
Yeah.
Pamela.
Yeah.
Pamela. I want to know what's up with this girl. And I think she's got a lot to her story. It's like right now I'm watching Bates Motel, right? And I love how much they give you on Norma Bates. I love it. And how in depth they make her character. She's phenomenal. I think if they could do something similar to that with because they have a lot of similarities. I have no doubt that Pamela Voorhees absolutely loves her son.
Right.
Like an undying love.
Yeah.
And I want to dive into that, brother. I want to know more about her. I want to see Jason arriving at the camp. There's so much with that, man. There's so much with that. That is one where I don't know if you're on board with that. Like, I don't know if I want to know. I want to know about their beginning. I want to know about their start. I want to know who these asshole kids are that have been picking on Jason, and dive in a little bit to them. Maybe why are they so shitty? What was their upbringing like? I think this could be one of the best. I'll go this far. I think this could be one of the best horror series in a long time if it's done right.
Yeah.
Because Jason Lee has always left us with all these questions. We know very little. He was a boy at a camp. His mom loved him. She was a cook there. Boys picked on him. He jumped in the river, or they threw him in there, whatever. He drowned. She came back for vengeance. That's it. Right?
Yeah. For the most part. Yeah.
So, dude, I want it to start, and I'm okay with it starting slow. As much as I love like in your face horror,
Right.
but build that story up,
Yeah.
Build these characters. There's so much with that I want to see, Michael.
Yeah.
I think it could easily make a multi-season, episode.
Yeah, a show
or a series. Yeah,
for sure. And that's something. And you and I talked about this, I think probably last year. We talked about some of the things we'd like to see. And I've always said this, man. I think that with the show with Jason, if you want to really pull in the audience, I honestly feel like you should start with current. You should like just picture this, right? Jason's some girl's running through the woods. Jason's chasing her, right? He kills her. He looks over at something, he remembers, and then all of a sudden it goes back into the thing. One, you got Jason Voorhees. You got a hockey mask Jason Voorhees. You're stoked to see him. Now you're seeing the story. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something they should do. Will they do it? Probably not. If I was doing it, that's what I would do. I'd keep that connection. Maybe jump back to present a few times, with Jason doing some shit in the woods and then going back. I really think that would be fucking amazing, because how long has it been since we saw Jason? You know what I mean? Like, I want to see him. Maybe that's rushing it. Maybe saving the reveal of him finally becoming the killer and putting the hockey mask on would make everything pay off. Maybe I'm eager and just want to see him right now. But yeah, man, there's so many things with this dude. I think that there's a million different directions they could go. I'm all for it as long as it's good. Like, Friday's been gone too long. Don't throw a stinker up there, like, seriously. And that's what I want. I'm curious to see how Welcome to Derry turns out, because we know the guy that's doing that is doing Crystal Lake. So if that comes out as a banger, man, it's going to make me feel more confident. You know what I mean?
Now, Welcome to Derry should come out first, correct?
Yes, of course.
That's actually set for a date. And
yes.
Here's another thing I'd like to say about the whole Jason thing is, and this is what I would like. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I would like him to have a lot. Now, throw your little differences in there, but I would like him to, in my opinion, resemble the OG Richard Brooker. That traditional look when he first put the hockey mask on. Yeah. I think would be the look I would go for after all these years. I would stick to the nostalgia, that OG, the one that's on my right and left side. I think we're just we've overdone, having our different looks of Jason with the remake and the Uber and all that stuff. Like, that's what I would like to see. Yeah. Don't overthink it. Make him a hoss in his, green shirt. Yeah. I'd love to see him hunchback, but now I'm just really digging. But
I got you.
Traps up to his ears.
I got you.
But I'd like to see him do that. Like, just do the very traditional Jason. Just be an absolute freaking hoss of a man. Like, but I do. I think they have so much to go on with that. Like, we don't know anyone's backstories. Who the hell's his dad?
Elias is his dad. We do know that.
I don't ever even remember that until you bring it up. Yeah. And where was that? Where was that from?
I forget which film it was in, but they said Jason Voorhees born from Pamela and Elias Voorhees.
Okay. So who the hell's Elias?
I forget which one. Yeah.
Was he a truck driver? Was he a welder?
See, I've got twisted, it's already twisted my mind because there were fan films with Elias in them. So it's like I have a perception of what but that's not the direction that, they're necessarily going to go. So I don't know. The answer is I have no idea what he did. I do know, I do feel like I know. Let me say it that way, because I don't know for a fact, but I don't feel like he was a good person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he was just like, well, honey, I'm going to work today. And then comes home and Pamela's freaking out. And he's like, why are you this way? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he was a good person. So, I'm curious to see which direction they go with him as well.
I actually hope that Pamela is, because it just, in my mind, that's how I don't look at Pamela as this crazy, I'm going to behead all the counselors. I think that's something she became. So I, you know what I'm saying? I
kind of like the whole Joker, Commissioner Gordon thing in Batman, where Joker's like, it only takes, one bad day for somebody to go completely insane.
Yeah, like a day of bullies tossing your son in the lake and drowning him. Yeah,
that's a life turning event right there.
Yeah. So I hope they don't go that route where, it seems like a scene out of a Rob Zombie film where, she's chain smoking Winston's and, beating Jason around. Like, I think it's just my take that she was good. She was good and she loved her boy. And that's what drove her to, and there's a lot of moms out there like that, dude. Yeah. Their sons could be Jeffrey Dahmer and they're going to stick up for them and, all hell to pay if something happens to their little boy.
Yeah.
So
for sure, man. For sure. Let me catch up on some of these chats. Sorry to get behind you guys. Mr. Rick is saying, I know when you're in a show and they kill a character you've been with for years that had hard, like it hit hard, like it's part of your family. That's crazy, dude. For sure. For sure. Talk to the mic saying I could see Laurie Metcalf playing Pamela Voorhees. God, I'm gonna get all the words out of my mouth tonight. Yeah, and there were talks of Charlize Theron, who was originally going to play her, and I thought that was absolutely crazy. I like Charlize Theron, but it's crazy. James is saying I'm beginning to think there's never going to be a Crystal Lake. It's taking too long.
Yeah, I hear you, James.
Melissa says, when's the lame Halloween series coming?
I got high hopes for that one too, Melissa.
Russell said, Halloween isn't lame, Melissa. He's throwing it out there. But Melissa is saying, well, having a Halloween series ruin a franchise, especially if no Michael, is just like Crystal Lake series with no Jason. It's going to suck. I want to watch it before I jump to it and just say I don't know. Melissa saying it will be if no Michael and we just need more movies, not series. So what they're saying about, because I'm jumping into that one next, that's what we're going to end it on. So let me get back to that, Melissa, for sure. James said, oh, that hurts, Melissa. I love Halloween. James is over there looking at all this stuff right now. Like, ah. Tim is saying I only want Friday and Halloween to be movies, not series. And Russell agrees with him. I'll tell you what, I would say that if Bates Motel is the one for me that was just like, you know what, I think they can do this. I do. And then you look at like production values that are higher and they do better stuff with shows. I just want to see it before I judge for sure. James says, I agree. Keep them as movies, not as a TV series. Yeah, James, but you'll get more if they're TV series. You will get more.
I would hope nobody's dumb enough to have a TV series named Halloween or without Michael Myers. Like, we tried that once. No.
Say like just like following Loomis around to like different places. Like, yeah, I don't want that. And that's another thing, dude. I'm going to jump into, I really want to start talking about a lot of things with that. But I don't want to get into it before that. Let's see. You guys are playing GTA 5, talking about that. James is saying, just bring Jason back and make some great kills and I'll be happy. Yep. Talk to the mic is saying Friday the 13th Vengeance fan film. That was what I had in mind when I talked about Elias. Talk to the mic for sure. CJ Graham played him in that. Let's see. I think that I'm getting pretty close. Being caught up. Let's see. Have CJ Graham as Jason's dad. He was in Vengeance Part 2. He was. He did play that role.
Dude, he could still put on the freaking mask.
That dude's still in beast shape, man.
He is, man. He's just a big old thick old dude.
James is saying, from what I heard, Jason's dad was really mean to him. I feel like he'd be a bad person. I do. Russell said, are you excited for Monsters Legacy of Monsters Season 2, Michael? Yeah, dude. Fuck yes, I am. Oh, yes. I hope that's coming soon. I do. Evil Mage 567 is saying, no need for another season of the witch treatment. Yes, we want Michael. We definitely want Michael in there. Gina's saying, I enjoyed the Ash vs. Evil Dead, Bates Motel, and the Chucky TV series, so they can be made well. I agree. I didn't see Ash versus Evil Dead. The other two.
I agree too. Michael, you got to jump on Ash versus Evil Dead. It's
I got to
so
finish
fun.
Chucky too. I think I'm on the last season of Chucky. So
And I'm on my second watch of Bates Motel, and I'm loving it even more than the first time. Like that one was
Hell
done
yeah.
so damn well, so well.
Oh yeah. Tim is saying Evil Dead and Bates. Yes. Chucky. Val is saying the Scream TV series was a hit too. So it can be done. You know, I feel like it can be done. And if they do it well, I think that people will come around and be like, you know what? I'm digging this. Like I like this. So Matt, that brings us to Halloween. You know, here's what we know. You know, they haven't given us any announcement. I was hoping for something around Halloween last year. You know, that they were gonna say, yeah, so and so is doing this with it. It could have been any news whatsoever, but we got zip zilch zero. We got nothing, not even a mention of it. But what we do know is it's supposed to take place around John Carpenter's Halloween. So that'll tell you right there that Michael is in this Halloween series. So if you are worried about that, he is going to be in the series. What would you like to see from a Halloween series, Matt? Knowing that it's going back, you know, so we do know that it's not going to continue from like ends or anything like that. That it is going back to the original type of stuff. And from, if I remember this right, it's been a while since I did that show where that article came out, that they were saying that it would deal with characters from that time frame that weren't necessarily main characters in the series. So knowing that, I'm assuming that there are a lot of like side characters that will also have interaction with Michael Myers. We'll call it interaction. So what would you like to see from Halloween?
I'd like to see if number one would be some legit time with him and Loomis in Smith's Grove. I think that would be very cool. As much as I love, and secondly, as much as I love Rob Zombie's take on Halloween, I'd love to see his parents in a completely different light. I don't think they were ever meant to be near as, you know, redneck and trashy as they were in his film. I'd like to see them in a different light, like completely, and how they handle the, you know, the whole situation of, you know, their boy killing, you know, their daughter and all that stuff. Those would be the two takeaways. And as far as other characters, I'd love to see, you know a little bit more about like Ben Tramer, say some characters, you know, like that. But definitely like to see what's going on in Smith's Grove. You know, what type of sanitarium it is, how Michael adjusts, Michael's interactions, especially his first interactions with Dr. Loomis. And I'd like to. I think his parents were very much meant to be more like the, you know, all-American family, that just happened to have this, you know, tragic event happen to them, and you know, see how they handle it and go about it. Those will be my main focuses. The things I would focus on most with building the story. Yeah,
I got you. I think for me, and I'm just going off the top of my head with this, I would like to see the only thing that I like with Michael's interactions, like I don't want to see Michael's face. You know what I mean? So to me, you know, a lot of what Halloween is to me is the mystery. You know what I mean? So it's a little different for me. I think that what I want to see is a good collection of characters. Maybe we haven't met them yet. Maybe we don't know who they are, but they're still around that same time frame. Give me solid characters and a story that's going to be believable enough to have connections with Michael or interactions with him. And you cannot have a Halloween series around that time without a Dr. Loomis, right? Because that was Michael's guy. You know what I mean? Like he was the constant in Halloween. Like, of course, Laurie Strode was there, and you can talk about that relationship, but Loomis's was different. You have to have Loomis. You have to have that same Donald Pleasance intensity behind the character. I have to believe that that's Loomis. I have to believe that he is that guy. Now, you're never going to get another Donald Pleasance, but you have to have a solid Loomis. And I think that if you build around that, I think a lot of the characters that are going to be in this, as long as they're likable, as long as the story is somewhat believable, I think that you're going to get a great Halloween series. I do think that that's possible to do that. But I think that you need those things, man. You need a believable Michael, that old school Michael, the black eyes, the creeping around, here 1 minute, gone the next. You need the solid Loomis, and you need a cast of characters around him that you actually care about and want to see what happens to them. I think that's what, if you were to ask me, that's what I would want to see in Halloween. And the less is more for me with Halloween. Jason, it's different. Jason wasn't built on mystery to me. I knew what happened with Jason. So what they fill that in with, as long as it's good, I'm good with that. Halloween, I'm a little more particular with, because Michael hit me in a different way. So there are just like rules that I want them to stick to with Michael. You know what I mean? There are just those rules that I want.
I also wouldn't mind to know a little bit more about Judith. Like up until, Michael attacking her, how was she living her life? Was she like the rebellious teen that he was beginning to despise? Did they have were they closer when they were younger? I don't know. But that kind of interests me as well. I'd like to know a little bit more about Judith.
I think it's interesting that, what you want is more of before, like you talked about his relationship with his parents. You talked about his relationship with Judith. You talked about Smith's Grove a lot. So you're talking about all of the things that were before Halloween night 1978, to whereas I'm thinking around that time. It's crazy, man. That's why I like to ask these questions, because everybody has.
Well, I think they're going to go that far back. I think they are. Like, if you're talking about a series that they want to go on for a little while, I don't think they're going to start right at Halloween night when he's doing his his main thing. I just don't. They could, maybe I'm completely wrong. But I think they're going to start like somewhat at the beginning.
No. So I mean, they could. You're right. They could completely. Like, I definitely like to know, especially what you guys in the chat have to say about this, because we obviously, Matt and I, we always want two different things. You know what I mean? We always do. But
no, I don't want to see him being birthed,
right?
And growing up playing softball.
It's like the end of the first episode. His dad standing there looking at the camera, like, we will call him Michael after his grandfather. And it's just like, oh God.
But I think if it's a series that they plan on doing for a while, I think they should start. I do think they should start a little further back than the night of 1978, because like that's a banger, dude. That's a banger night. Let's face it. That's a banger night. I think they'll start a little earlier than that.
Let's say they do. How do they account for the nights of 1978? Will they have to reinvent it? You know what I mean? Like, because obviously you can't have Jamie Lee Curtis playing, will there be a different Laurie Strode? Will there be, what I mean?
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let
me catch up with the chat here real quick. Evil Mage 567 is saying, I would love to see them adapting storyline from comics, what Michael did to fellow inmates, but Loomis could never prove it. All right. Tim Pumpkin is saying, all right, y'all gotta go. Have a great night. Stay safe if you're in this blizzard. Hashtag I hate Mondays.
Dude, always good seeing you, Tim. Good night, buddy.
Always. James is saying Ben Tramer was a boozer and a dopehead. James don't care. James just like, that's what he was. Caleb from Caleb Creates is in the chat saying, what's up, man? I hope you're doing
what's going on, Caleb?
Oh shit, and Mr. Wayne Turner is in the building saying hi all. It's 1:53 p.m. Monday here in Sydney, Australia. been too long. Can't stay at work. I understand, buddy. We miss you, Wayne, and it's good. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Definitely miss you for sure.
Yeah, what's up, Wayne?
Jerry Wilson is gifted 1 Movies and Beyond membership. Jerry, thank you so much, my friend. I hope you were having fun tonight, brother. Hanging out here with us, man. Thank you. It means the world to me, Jerry. Thanks so much. Let's see. Where did I go? Russell is saying, almost threw me off. Thought Matt was wearing sunglasses for a minute. He went to get a drink. Oh, okay. I guess I'm way back here. Talk to the mic is saying it can be a series starting film, and a child at the end is the start of the OG Halloween. It can be a series starting him and a child, and the end is starting with the OG Halloween. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what direction they're going to go. Melissa said, yeah, Scout as Laurie Strode. Bring back Scout.
I always welcome Scout.
OG.
That's for sure. I thought Scout was awesome.
I have really liked Scout. Michael is saying, I think the first thing they need for Halloween is to star Trent in it. He did a fantastic job in Friday the 13th. Look, I saw this article, Matt.
Trent should be Judith's boyfriend.
You're going to get a kick out of this, Matt. There was an article, and it was a far-fetched thing. And I'm not saying this is real, you guys. So don't say, well, Michael said that this happened. This was an article I read to say that it was not too far unbelievable that the Transformers are in the same universe as Jason Voorhees. Trent, who was in Friday the 13th, also played Trent, who was in the original Transformers movie. They never talked about his last name in either one of them. He was the same type of character, and he disappeared and never came back to the Transformers. So that's probably when he got killed by Jason. I found that article absolutely freaking hilarious because, you know, there's no way in hell that's what happened. But at the same time, it's like, well, maybe it's a stretch that they're in the same universe. I thought that was absolutely freaking hilarious. I love Trent too, man. Yeah, put him in Halloween. How old do you think Trent is now? Because you got to think he was probably mid-20s when he was in Friday 09. He's got to be close to 40 now, right?
I'd actually put him between us. I'd say he's 43, 44 ish.
Yeah. I'd say he's got to be in his 40s by now.
Yeah, because they're always a little older than the character they're playing.
Agreed, 100%.
I'd say he was probably 30 in the Jason. So
even if he was 25,
he could be 47, 48.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I hate to say that because somebody needs to look that up. How old's Trent?
Somebody will know. It'll be in the chat here in a minute. I guarantee it. Katie from Popping the Popcorn has dropped by and said, hi, my dear friends. What's up, Katie? I hope you're doing well.
Dude, I bet he's older than you are, Michael.
He might be.
I bet he is.
If not close to my age, for sure. Talk to the mic is saying, no blizzard here, but it's -21. Oh, my God, dude.
Oh my God, where is it? -21.
I think Talk to the Mic is in Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's nasty weather, dude.
I think that he's up there, if I'm not mistaken.
That's brutal weather. That's brutal.
James is saying Judith Myers was a douchebag. She didn't take little Michael out trick-or-treating.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
it's very shitty.
It could be. It could be the fact.
Oh, man. All right.
Let's see. Melissa said Trent is a jerk. Mr. Rick said good night. I hope you guys feel better. Thanks, Mr. Rick. I appreciate that, Rick. Buddy. Russell is saying he didn't want to trick or treat Melissa when he was a kid. Oh no. Talk to the mic is saying he's in Montreal. Yes, I knew he was up there somewhere. So Matt, for wrap up tonight, buddy, I gotta get in the bed, guys. I am cold. I am sick. But I did have a great time tonight talking about all this stuff with all you wonderful people. And time gets away from you. I told Matt, like, hey, dude, let's have a quick show tonight. I said I need to lay it down for a little while, and here we are 2 hours in. So, Matt, did you have any final thoughts for the evening that you wanted to talk to?
my biggest thought was it's great to be back. Like
Yeah,
it's great to be back. Like I gotta say it again. I really missed you guys, and it's been awesome getting to talk horror. And I think my takeaway, 2025 as far as horror movies is very 50-50. I think it's very 50-50. So I ask everyone to stay optimistic. That's what I'm going to do. You know, seriously, I hope that I hope there's some bangers that come out. I don't know if that's what we're going to get, but I'm going to stay optimistic, and I hope that, you know, we get some really killer stuff. But no, man, simple as that, man. It's great to be back, Michael.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best 2025. I know that, Michael, you're going to put some great things together for Movies and Beyond. I'm going to do my damnedest as well, you know, to help out, you know, with Movies and Beyond, as far as with my booth as well. We're doing some great things there. But it's great to see you guys, and I'll be back in exactly you know, every other week. I'll be here with you guys.
Oh yeah, my man. Hell yeah, dude. Couldn't have said it better myself.
And Michael, feel
brother.
better, man. Get yourself some rest, brother. You don't have to work in the morning.
I'm supposed to, but I don't think it's going to happen for the simple fact that the weather wouldn't let me, regardless. Right. So I haven't looked outside in a couple hours, so God only knows what's out there when I.
It's not good, and with you being sick, that's kind of a blessing. Like, gives you an extra day to rest up. So yeah, rest up, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody in the chat, Michael did look it up for you, and he said you are right. I did the research. Trent is now 42, so he's right in that range.
I was at least right with between us. So I'm 41. All right.
Oh yeah. Everybody, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. It helps out the channel. And if you would like to support Movies and Beyond outside of YouTube, you can do so over at Patreon. Just go to Movies and Beyond. And I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I know that I said Happy New Year prior to my last show, but I hope everyone had a great holiday season this season. I can't wait to see what 2025 brings to all of us. To Mad Matt's Mass, to Movies and Beyond. I hope that it's a great year. You guys are fucking awesome. Don't forget, when this is over, once you leave, come back, leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought of the show. That helps out the channel as well when you leave the comments afterwards. And that's really all I have for tonight. I'm going to get better. I saw some of you in the chat saying that you hope I feel better. I'm going to get better. I got a good immune system. It doesn't last long for me. I'll make sure I drink plenty of juice and get some rest. But Matt, thank you, my friend. This is always a blast, dude. And let's go ahead and get out of here for tonight. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey, you